Well, howdy there, folks. This is Dreamtime with Jesse, Episode 2 of Season 2, and I'm your host, Jesse Arellano, Makwawit man. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm in kind of a low point in my life right now, and things just ain't been going quite the way I want them to. Like how I was working on a comic book, but it's looking like I probably won't pick that up again until the winter. Or how I had plans to try out a few different styles of makwawime, or possibly do some truly original art, and that doesn't look too good right now either. But you know what? I'm a man of my word, so I can guarantee you that I will at least be working on one video every month. Whether I release it on time, well, that's a whole other thing, because right now I got a lot of blarney going on in my life. Just gotta keep my nose to the grindstone, In any case, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Dream number 1. In this dream, I'm in the ocean, under a big stone cliff, and the water is pretty close to the bottom of the cliff. It's like being under a really low ceiling, but with water right up to your neck. And overall, the atmosphere, I suppose, is pretty pleasant, I can see like a nice sandy beach and like some palm trees and shit off in the distance, and the sun is shining, and it's very, very nice, But I'm floating around for a bit, and then I notice like something moving in the water like 10 feet away or so, and I get a very ominous feeling. Because, of course, it's my dream. It just had to happen. I couldn't experience something, like, nice. But, yeah, so it comes a little closer, and I reckon it's a fucking crocodile. After all, there is such a thing as a saltwater crocodile, right? I don't know, I'm not a fucking zoologist. The point is, there's a crocodile, and it swims up to me looking like some shit out of Jumanji. And of course, I'm like 90% certain that it's gonna attack me, because that's just how these things go, right? Really, the chances of me winning this fight are pretty slim, since water really isn't my element. But I put my arms out front to try and put some distance between us. And sure enough, when he gets within range, it opens up its big-ass mouth and grabs my left arm. And I try and poke it in the eyeballs with my right arm, and I'm even like fucking punching it and shit. But it's not really doing anything. And it's pushing me down underwater, and I can feel myself drowning, and I'm jabbing my thumb into his eyeballs, and it's getting all bloody and messy and fucked up, but it's just not letting go. And then I pretty much just died. I woke up with my heart pounding on that one, I tell you. Okay. Dream number 2. In this one, I'm sitting on my bed in my room. Except the room is way better than it is in the real world. It looks like what I want my room to look like. First thing is that there's way more space in it than there is in real life. Did I ever mention to you that my room is like 60% storage space for like everybody else's crap, but only 40% my space? Which is mostly occupied by my bed, my dresser, and my desk. So, yeah, good times. Anyway, so this beautiful gothy girl walks in and sits next to me, and she's got the long black hair, dark makeup, pale skin, pretty much my dream girl, And we start talking about something, but I can't really focus because I got like a killer headache. And I'm sitting toward the wall, so there's a fair amount of mattress in front of me. And I'm like cross-legged on the bed, and I put my head in my hands because it's getting really, really bad, you know? Fucking, it hurts. And I kind of bend over, I guess. I put my head down, and all of a sudden I feel my skull open up. I don't know how I can describe that better. It wasn't like particularly painful, the opening itself, as much as the headache was. But wouldn't you know it, a little baby just like plops out of my head. And the girl, she pretty much catches it the way that fucking baseball fans catch the balls, you know what I'm saying? Fucking leaps for it. It's crazy. Apparently, she was waiting for that to happen because not only did she suddenly now have a baby blanket to wrap the little bugger up in, but she also seems way more calm about it than I am. And that's like, it's not normal for people to just birth head babies, right? I mean, that's not normal, right? I take it back. I think it might be. If you've seen Adventure Time, you know that fucking Jake the dog was born right out of his dad's head. And if you're into Greek mythology, you know that Athena was born out of Zeus's head, already fully grown. But anyway, so my reaction to that, the first thing I do is touch the top of my head, which somehow is miraculously healed. And I guess you could say the story has a happy ending because the closing scene is very, very nice and cinematic, you know? I look over at the baby, and it's not even crying, and the girl is holding him exactly the way that a new mother holds a baby that she's just birthed. So, you know, I'm glad that somebody in the world is, you know, is prepared for this kid. Because I sure as hell am not. Fuck, I look like I didn't think that would happen. But yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know what to tell you about that. I think a few things in my brain contributed to the making of that particular production. You know, here's my breakdown, my analysis, I suppose. So, I've always liked goth girls. And it stems from the fact that Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy was like one of the earliest films that I remember watching in my life. We had it on DVD, and I watched it so much that the DVD doesn't work anymore. And if you don't know, in Hellboy, the Hellboy's love interest is this very nice, troubled, gothy lady with pyrokinetic abilities, played by the actress Selma Blair, who has this very stereotypically gothy look to her. Yeah, right there, my brain was already being molded, because ever since, I don't know, something about those gothy girls, just find them very attractive. I think a big part of it is like that we have a lot of things in common, you know, as far as interests and ideologies. But yeah, Selma Blair, everybody. I seen her one time in this movie. It was a remake of this other movie. It was called The Fog. And I was like, I saw her and I got really excited. And I said, what are you doing here? You're way too good for this. You know? Because, like, I guess in my brain I kind of put her on a pedestal. And then, as far as the head baby, as I've taken to calling it, as far as that goes, well, my favorite god, well, goddess, I guess you could even call her almost like my patron goddess, was the goddess Athena. because she's the goddess of wisdom. And I like to think of myself as a pretty wise guy. I make some pretty good choices, and when I plan shit out, even when outside stuff changes, it usually works out pretty decent. And then on top of that, relating back to the gothy thing, her symbol is the owl, which in a lot of indigenous American cultures is associated with bad luck or death. So of course, I'd find that appealing. You know? And, yeah. That's all I got for you today. That's the end of Dreamtime with Jesse. Until next time, y'all take care of yourselves now.